Okay, this is the supplemental rolling turn in case anybody's interested. I'm not going to do all of them. I've done some of the little ones already. I'm just going to do the major ones. I haven't done the builds for France or Britain because I don't know if they're going to attack. It depends on what happens here. So, attack number 1, medium, fighter, tactical, 5 advanced artilleries, 4 tanks, and 5 advanced mechs are all attacking into Picardy, which has 6 infantry and a militia. They've also scrambled a fighter in there. There's keeping one in Paris just in case there is a blitz into there. It's unlikely, but you never know. Attack number 2, same thing. Advanced artillery are going to do their attrition attack at 2 instead of their attack at 4. That's 4 of those. 2 artillery, 2 light tanks, and 5 regular tanks are going to attack 6, 7, 8 infantry, a motorized, and a militia. And if they're successful, they may also blitz into Paris. It depends on what happens. These advanced mechs, I got 5 of them here. It's just not worth putting those up against the Maginot Line's first strike and double casualties. If I'd built another, say, 10 infantry or something like that, I don't even care. If I got 10 infantry, I'll just roll right across that. I lose my infantry and I beat Alsace-Lorraine. So that's what's going on here. And yes, the French scrambled their 3rd fighter to this one, keeping 1 in Paris. So we'll see what happens. I'm just going to roll this out. I'm actually going to unzoom. That way it's a little easier to see. Alright, so let's do the one in Alsace-Lorraine first, just because I'd like to know. This is the one where I got more things I'm shooting at. So let's see what happens. So the 4 attrition attacks at 2. And we got 2 hits. 2 first strike hits. Alright, that's good to know. Then we got the regular 2 artillery at 3. That's no hits. Alright. So I'm just going to leave these 2 as blue so I know they're first strikes. Next we have 2 light armor at 4. And that's a 7 and an 8, so a fail. And then I've got 5 tanks at 6. And we've got a 2 and a 3 and a 4 and a 4. Finally, the Germans have a good first round. Alright, so time to remove some French casualties just because there's 2 first strikes. I guess it doesn't really matter. We're going to lose the militia, and we might as well take the motorized. That way it's easier to add up my casualties later. So that is just first strikes. They don't get to shoot back. 4 other casualties. We're going to assume that they're going to lose 4 infantry instead of the fighter here. So the fighter is going to roll at 6. That's a fail. And then we have 4 infantry that are still alive at 4. That's 3 hits. That's handy for them. And then we have 4 infantry at 4 again that are not alive, and we got a 4th hit there. Alright. So that's round 1. The Germans are going to lose 2 artillery and 2 light tanks and keep their 5 tanks. So now it's 5 versus 5 here. Let's see, unless they get 5 shots in this round with those tanks, there is no blitz. They got to win in 2 rounds or less. So used to be 3. That was a lot easier to do. So tanks get 1 hit. Alright, and 4 infantry back, no hits, that's good, and 1 fighter, no hit. Alright, so There will be no blitz, but we have only 3 infantry left. Let's move that over a little bit. There we go. So the French only have 3 infantry left. You can see my running if you care. 5 tanks again. And we've got 1, 2, okay, what's this one? That is a 6. That's 3 hits. That's the infantry, I'm assuming. So 3 infantry at 4 back. Ooh, and they got 2 hits themselves. And a fighter at 6. Alright, so that is losing 2 tanks. Get rid of that thing and we'll put a white one underneath. So we've got 3 tanks versus a fighter. Now the fighter can't retreat unless I retreat, and my odds are 3 at 6 versus 1 at 6. And if I can kill this fighter, that's a huge boon to me. Elsewhere, it's kind of crazy that I'm going to do this, but because they can counterattack these lone tanks sitting there, these 3 tanks. So yeah, we'll do it anyway. The fighter is blue and the black is tanks. Everything. Oh, there we go. The fighter did not get a hit. Well, we only needed 1 hit, so there we go. There we got 3 medium armor sitting in Alsace-Lorraine. The Maginot line is gone, so is a fighter, and a stack of 8 infantry and a couple of other things. I'm just going to get rid of this stuff here. That way I don't accidentally think it's still in play. Alright, so that's attack number 1. Success. No blitz because that took me too many rounds. Let's see what happens here. Alright, so we've got 5 first strikes at 4. And we got 1 hit. That'll be the militia, I presume. That doesn't roll. Alright, then we got 5 advanced mechs at 4. And that is a 2, a 1, and a 3, so that's 3 hits. They're down to 3 infantry left. And then we got 4 tanks at 6. That's 1 more hit, so they're down to 2 infantry left. Alright. Medium bomber at 7. Tactical at 7. Missed as well. Now let's do a black and a blue fighter for the 2, the air superiority here. Oh, the French got a hit, eh? We will lose the fighter because I'm building a new one this turn. It's brutal. The Germans have like no air force left. Alright, so fighter for the French is rolled. I need to roll 6 infantry back at 4, and that is 1 hit at 4, so that will be, let's lose an advanced artillery. That's round 1. Now the tanks can blitz, but the mechs cannot, because they moved out of Western Germany, so they're already on their 2nd move right now. And if I could have brought both stacks of tanks in, I would have, but I don't have that opportunity right now. So I'm just going to roll 1 more round and crush this and hopefully keep the land. We'll see what happens. Alright, 4 tanks at 6. That's 1 hit. And we've got 4 artillery, no hits at 4, and 5 advanced mix at 4. We got 2 hits total. That's pretty bad, but that's all we needed. So 2 infantry back at 4, a pair of 12s. Alright, so that's it. Picardy is gone. Alright, so I could blitz with these 4 tanks, and that I could have kept the fighter to blitz too. In fact, you know what? Let's try that out. I didn't roll the fighter or the bomber this round. Let's go hog wild crazy and let's attack Paris with 4 tanks. And these things here. There is a river, so I'm down 1. But why not? What's the worst that could happen? I lose all my units. How many times has that happened to me already? Right, so these guys are still in Picardy. So we'll do that there. Okay, so 4 tanks. That's 5 because of the river. So 5, 3, 3. Tactical at 7 is a miss. Fighter at 6 is a miss. Alright, so that's 3 hits on them. Now let's do the defense. My fighter missed, so let's see if their fighter gets a hit. It does. Now I lose that fighter. They have 5 infantry. And they got 1, 2, 3 hits with the infantry. I already took the fighter hit off. And let's roll that Foreign Legion at 4. That's a miss. Oh no, they got a hit at 5 because they're in the city. Alright, so that's 4 from them plus a plane. That was a waste of my time. I'm going to retreat this 1 plane back home. And take off these. And 3 hits off of them. So let's just take that guy. And we'll take 2 infantry. So there we go. The French have 3 infantry and a fighter left in all of France. And actually on all the map, unless you count a couple of militia lying around. So that's that turn. That's that set of attacks. I'll non-combat move. There we go. I'm going to non-combat move that. That plane went 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh. I couldn't have even brought those planes in there. Anyway. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Apparently I couldn't reach with those planes. This is the fun thing about forgetting to count your stuff out before you start. So let's give the French their 5 infantry back. And we'll give them their Foreign Legion back. And I guess that means I get my fighter back. Because I can't reach that, so I can't do that. That's an illegal move. These mechs are going to move into Belgium. 5 advanced mechs. These artillery are just going to move up here. Alright. That's it for that. I'll show my place units in a bit. I can't do an illegal move with those planes, so I had to take that attack back. And if I only had 4 tanks, I definitely would not do it. So there we go. I guess that's what I'm doing instead. Worth it though, because I eliminated 2 stacks. I whittled my own stacks down quite a bit, but I got rid of the Maginot Line and those stacks. Alright, what other attacks did I have? I had one little one over here, actually 2 little ones. We took one over and we took one over, and There was a fight here. They lost a dude. Then they won a recruitment roll. So, all right, Japan is busy. Japan is going to be very busy. Oh, actually, while we're looking at Germany, let's do these. Actually, I'm not going to waste time on Convoy Rolls. It's pretty boring. It's just like 2 dice and you add up some. You got to look at a table and add up a bunch of numbers. All right, so I had a bunch of planes here. I had in Kwang Tung, I had 2 fighters and 2 tactical. I had 1 tactical, 1, 2. It's going to fly 2 back. 2 back to come either here or up here or something. And this fighter here also has moved 1. The stack that was here and the stack that was in Yunnan and Kwang Tung have moved into these 2 places. The light armor that was in Suyang has gone into Singa. Guy, or I'm not sure how to pronounce that. That's not an attack though. All right, so let's see what happens. These guys got no money, so they're not going to be able to build anything anyway, and they got no lend-lease path. The Russians, I did give them. They had $2, so they bought militia, and Russia lend-leased them an infantry. They failed in their recruitment roll at 1. No surprise. So let's do some rolling here. Alright, we're going to do that one up at the top there first. Why not? So we got a tactical at 7. We've got 3 light tanks at 3 in mountains. Yeah, 2 hits. That's all I needed. Alright, 2 hits back by the militia. There we go. Tibet is no longer owned by the KMT. The Japanese are the proud new owners of Tibet. That is worth $0. Alright, let's do the next one here. This one's over here. We got this attack here. So that is a fighter at 6. That's a hit. Light tank at 3. That's 2 hits. Okay, good enough. The defense is 2 at 4. Or sorry, 2 because they're militia, and there's no hits with an 8 and a 12. Alright, same deal. The KMT has no more units left on the board. They've lost all their units. So there we go. And that's another Japanese success. It is worth nothing. We're just going to fly these 2 planes. No, we're not going to do that just in case. We're going to leave these 2 planes in Yunnan, out of range of everybody else. And that way they can go anywhere in China if need be. Next turn to finish off the KMT, hopefully. Alright, so that's 2. I've got 3 very boring ones. I had 3 destroyers are built up here last turn. They scooped up 3 Marines, 1 elite Marine to here, and then 2 regular Marines to Celebes and Maluku Islands. And the Dutch New Guinea is taken as well. So no contest here. Bang, bang, bang. There we go. So then we can take those 3 Marines somewhere else. Next turn. Alright, after my horrible mistake last time, there is no Navy to fight in this one. So there's going to be 2 bombardments. And I just brought some Navy along so I'd be okay. And that's 2 infantry, 2 elite Marines into a jungle against 2 militia. And there is a fighter and a tactical. This is where it gets more complicated. I have... Where did my fighter go? I'm supposed to be flying a fighter and a tactical in here. I must have... Alright. Anyhow, I'm doing some plane swapping, so in order for me to get all this units in here, I wanted to make sure. So I brought 2 fighters, 1 fighter off the carrier that was in the zone, 1. I got a fighter and a tactical that have gone 1, 2, 3. And I knew there was a reason I was doing this. They need to go 4. There we go. They're going 4 to land on this. The fighter that's here is just coming back down. And then down here, I got these 2 that came off the carrier. So they've got 1, 2. They're going to go 3, 4 and land in Siam. That is the plan. And then over here, we've got the 2 infantry via transport and these bombardments. And then over here, this is my entire attacking force down here. And my bombardment is these 3 plus the transports that the units were stuck in last turn. So let's see if we can't. I'm going to assume that if that was my sub, I would sure as heck block your move. So let's throw a 6 down for the cruiser, a couple of 5s for the light cruisers. There we go. We got it twice. And the coastal sub at 2 missed this time, so no loss of my stuff this time. Alright, so let's do the land battle. We got 2 fighters at 6. That's 1 hit. And we've got a tactical at 7. That's 2 hits. Then we've got 2 elite marines at 3. No hits, and actually 3 elite marines at 3, and that's a miss too. Alright, so 2 hits. First round air superiority, I have to take a plane, even though I didn't want to take the plane. Alright, there we go. Done. The seaplane defends. Let me just double check this because I know the rules changed. They now defend at 1 instead of the old 3. 1 at 1. Missed. 2 at 2 for the militia. Pair of 6s. Alright, so that's round 1. Round 2. 3 marines. And I got 3 hits. So there you go. Good enough. So there you go. 3 marines are landing in here. And we've successfully taken Borneo now. And these planes all land over here somewhere on these carriers. It's a bit of a sloppy mess, but I'm trying to show where they are instead of using a card, and that seems to be working all right. So, and I didn't even do my bombardments, but that's okay. Let's do the bombardments here. It's 1 at 4, and that's a hit. And 1 at 3 from the battle cruiser. That's also a hit. Done. We don't even have to fight this stuff. So they land in Siam. And we take that one as well. There we go. So those are my combats I'm going to bother rolling this turn. So that is 2, 4, 5, 6 up for the Japanese. And the elimination of a faction for now of the KMT. They never fully surrender, so if an ally takes a piece of Japan or China back, it's going to become the KMT again. So hopefully Japan can prevent that. Same thing if the Soviets come in and give a piece of Japan back, it disappears. So that's what's going on there. I do have some convoy rolls. They're pretty relatively simple. So let's just move this over here. If only I had more dice. There we go. Alright. So, convoy over there. There is an escort, and they do have anti-submarine warfare. So, black is German as always. It is 6 versus 1. 6 plus 2 is 8. They have an escort, so they are down to, they're up to 2, so it's only, 7. 8 versus 1, right? They have an escort, so they're up to 2. They have anti-submarine warfare, so they're up to 3. So the difference is actually 8 minus 3 for 5, right? So I will convoy that round for 5. However, there is a roll at 2 on me because of the anti-submarine warfare, and there's a roll at 4 on me from the destroyer. Both missed. Alright, I got one more down here along with all my junk. So I'm just going to roll that one out as well. Same deal. Black and red. Red defends, black attacks. Alright, there's no point in doing this because it's balanced, but anti-submarine warfare 2. Thankfully they got a 3. Alright, so that's $5 off the British income before they get to spend it from their turn. That's kind of why I was waiting on that. Alright, that's it for my rolls. I will do a complete turn summary separately. And this is just separate in case somebody just wants to see the turn summary and doesn't want to see the boring rolling here. Alright, there you go.